scapular control, what I call shoulder programming. So a lot of people make the mistake of whenever they're pressing the bar, dumbbells, they chase the weight. So everything flows with it. They're pushing so hard, everything comes attached. So you want to be as connected as possible. So in order to do that, shoulders back and down. So that's almost a mantra. Shoulders back and down. Most exercises are going to be benefited from bringing your shoulders back and pulling your scapular shoulder blades down. You're going to feel your whole core connect. So if you're driving, if you're walking, if you're sitting, especially if you're sitting, is a great way to be able to feel this. So start off, just drop everything. Now pull your shoulders back and then tuck them into your hip pockets. All right, when you're standing, you feel so connected and strong and powerful. All right, and that translates to whenever you're pressing. So the best analogy that someone once gave me is think that the bar is the static object and you're pushing the earth away from you. So when you're here on your bench, drop your shoulder blades down, lock everything in position, press the earth away from you. All right, everything is nice and taut. You're pressing through your center, pulling your shoulder blades back. At the end of your chest day, you should have a residual back pump. So meaning you're pulling your shoulders back so much that your back is engorged with blood. You can kind of see, all those muscles poking out. All right, and so with that translates to, a lot of people will probably be able to do push-ups before they bench, or vice versa. Push-ups is actually more complicated exercise than a lot of people give you credit for. And so, but that translates as far as your horizontal presses and the same things that you're thinking about, pulling your shoulder blades back and down. All right, and now the same hurdle you're gonna face whenever you're going vertically. All right, sometimes whenever you're trying, you're gonna chase the weight up. So next thing you know, you got a crick in your neck. All right, so you wanna be able to send your shoulder blades in the opposite direction of the weight. So packing your shoulder blades is one thing people refer to it as. So you bring your shoulders back and you pack it into place. We're gonna get our weight up here. We're gonna press up, shoulder blades are coming down, core is nice and tight. So a drill that I like to do whenever I'm working with people, I have a little bit more time to work with individual clients. Now, a lot of people want to skip this step, learning how their body works, believe it or not. So here, 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 back, and down. So I guess you get to press twice in the middle. Here. All right. It's an exercise in itself, trying to keep those muscles in place, especially if you're not used to doing something like that. So doing that sequence 4 times in a row. So you get a chance to see it at another angle. Come up straight, shoulders back, press your shoulders away. Keep this lowered while you raise your arms up, down, through. Big chest, always pulling your chest through. All right, so that particular pattern, once you're able to do that consistently without even thinking about it, the accuracy of what you're doing is going to skyrocket. Again, you're the architect and the art. So the engineer and the sculptor. So everything is pretty much in your hands whenever you break it down to its simplest form and start off being able to be as accurate as possible with that. Then you can scale it up with the weights. So it's easy to scale up from there. All right, but the moving themselves, those are the things that you want to work on mastering. So mastering yourself at the different levels and moving up. Now, the second point is going to be where you press from. Now, a lot of people, they're just pressing. All right, so you can try this one at home too. So you can take your hand, flex it a little bit just so you can kind of feel where it's at. All right, now press through it. All right, so if you're next to a wall or something like that, press with your hand. Now, if you're not pressing with your hand, what are you pressing with? You press through the crook of your elbow. So find this in space where your elbow is, a little squeeze. Now, find that. Start to press, little resistance through the opposite hand. Press, press, press. You keep pressing through that elbow while you're pulling your shoulder back. And you're gonna feel your pec activate a little bit more. All right, and so whenever you're being very specific with how you do things and you have a little bit more control and you're not just, you have a weight that you control. But sometimes we get under these weights that we're fighting for our life and we're just pressing to get this off our chest. All right, but once you match that up with the perfect weight for you at the level that you're at, you're able to sift between pressing through your hand and pressing through your elbow, pulling your shoulders back and doing all those particular things so that you can maximally target the areas that you want to target. All right, and so, and that's the key to being able to craft, world-class physique. Just taking the time to master each level that you're at. So a lot of people, they stay in the same spot because they're lifting someone else's weights. So a weight's designed for someone that's frankly much stronger than they are at the time. All right, so you want to be able to dominate these weights. So not just, check the box. You want to own the movement, own the weight, and then scale up from right there.